Morning, welcome to part 73 of Colin's Reading Aloud project. Starting now, just over 1,000 words after the confusion yesterday. Demo, demob, demobbed, demobbing, demobilization, demobilizations, demobilize, demobilized, demobilizes, demobilizing, demobilization, demobilizations, demobilize, demobilized, demobilizes, demobilizing, demobs, democracies, democracy, Democrat, democratic, democratical, democratically, democraties, democratifiable, democratization, democratize, democratized, democratizer, democratizers, democratizes, democratizing, democratist, democratists, democratization, democratized, democratized, democratizer, democratizers, democratizes, democratizing, democrats, democraty, demode, demoded, demodulate, demodulate, demodulated, demodulates, demodulating, demodulation, demodulations, demodulator, demodulated, demodulators, demoed, demographer, demographers, demographic, demographical, demographically, demographics, demographies, demographist, demographists, demography, demoy, demoy, demoing, demoiselle, demoiselles, demolish, demolished, demolisher, demolishers, demolishes, demolishing, demolishment, demolishments, demolition, demolitionist, demolitionists, demolitions, demologies, demology, demon, demoness, demonesses, demonetarize, demonetarized, demonetarizes, demonetarizing, demonetarize, demonetarized, demonetarizes, demonetarizing, demonetarization, demonetarizations, demonetization, demonetizations, demonetize, demonetized, demonetizes, demonetizing, demonetization, demonetizations, demonetize, demonetized, demonetizes, demonetizing, demoniac, demoniacal, demoniacally, demoniacism, demoniacisms, demoniacs, demonian, demonianism, demonianisms, demonic, demonical, demonically, demonization, demonizations, demonize, demonized, demonizes, demonizing, demonism, demonisms, demonist, demonists, demonization, demonizations, demonize, demonized, demonizes, demonizing, demonocracies, demonocracy, demonolator, demonolators, demonolatries, demonolatry, demonologic, demonological, demonologies, demonologist, demonologists, demonology, demonomania, demonomanias, demonries, demonry, demons, demonstrability, demonstrable, demonstrably, demonstrate, demonstrated, demonstrates, demonstrating, demonstration, demonstrational, demonstrations, demonstrative, demonstratively, demonstratives, demonstrator, demonstrators, demonstratory, demoralization, demoralizations, demoralize, demoralized, demoralizer, demoralizers, demoralizes, demoralizing, demoralizingly, demoralization, demoralizations, demoralize, demoralized, demoralizer, demoralizers, demoralizes, demoralizing, demoralizingly, demos, demoscene, demoscenes, demoses, demote, demoses, demote, demoted, demotes, demotic, demoticist, demoticists, demotics, demoting, demotion, demotions, demotist, demotists, demotivate, demotivated, demotivates, demotivates, demotivating, demotivation, demotivations, demount, demountable, demounted, demounting, demounts, dempster, dempsters, dempt, demulcent, demulsant, demulsants, demulsification, demulsified, demulsifier, demulsifiers, demulsifies, demulsify, demulsifying, demultiplexer, demultiplexers, demur, demure, demurred, demurely, demurness, demurnesses, demurer, demurs, demurest, demuring, demurrable, demurrage, demurrages, demural, demurals, demurred, demurer, demurers, demurring, demurs, demutualization, demutualize, demutualized, demutualizes, demutualizing, demutualization, demutualize, demutualized, demutualizes, demutualizing, demi, demyelinate, demyelinated, demyelinates, demyelinating, demyelination, demyelinations, demiship, demiships, demystification, demystified, demystifies, demystify, demystifying, demythification, demythified, demythifies, demythify, demythifying, demythologized, demythologized, demythologizer, demythologizers, demythologizes, demythologizing, demythologize, demythologized, demythologizer, demythologizers, demythologizes, demythologizing, dinar, denari, denaries, denarii, denarius, dinars, denary, denationalize, denationalized, denationalizes, denationalizing, denationalize, denationalized, denationalizes, denationalizing, denaturalize, denaturalized, denaturalizes, denaturalizing, denaturalize, denaturalized, denaturalizes, denaturalizing, denaturant, denaturants, denaturation, denaturations, denature, denatured, denatures, denaturing, denaturized, denaturized, denaturizes, denaturizing, denaturized, denaturized, denaturizes, denaturizing, denay, denayed, denaying, denays, denazification, denazifications, denazified, denazifies, denazify, denazifying, dench, dendricate, dendricates, dendriform, dendrimer, dendrimers, dendrite, dendrites, dendritic, dendritical, dendritically, dendrobium, dendrobiums, dendroglyph, dendroglyphs, dendrogram, dendrograms, dendroid, dendroidal, dendroids, dendrolatries, dendrolatry, dendrologic, dendrological, dendrologies, dendrologist, dendrologists, dendrologus, dendrology, dendrometer, dendrometers, dendron, dendrons, dendrophis, dendrophyses, denegation, denegations, denervate, denervated, denervates, denervating, denervation, denervations, deans, denet, denets, denetted, denetting, let's go back, denet, denets, denetted, denetting, deng, dengs, denny, deniabilities, deniability, deniable, deniably, denial, denialist, denialists, denials, denied, denier, deniers, denies, denigrate, denigrated, denigrates, denigrating, denigration, denigrations, denigrative, denigrator, denigrators, denigratory, denim, denimed, denims, denies, denization, denizations, denitrate, denitrated, denitrates, denitrating, denitration, denitrations, denitrification, denitrificator, denitrificators, denitrified, denitrifier, denitrifiers, denitrifies, denitrify, denitrifying, denization, denizations, denizen, denizened, denizening, denizens, denizanship, denizanships, dend, denit, denets, denning, denominable, denominal, denominate, denominated, denominates, denominating, denomination, denominational, denominations, denominative, denominatively, denominatives, denominator, denominators, denotable, denotate, denotate, denotated, denotates, denotating, denotation, denotations, denotative, denotatively, denote, denoted, denotement, denotements, denotes, denoting, denotive, denouement, denouements, denounce, denounced, denouncement, denouncements, denouncer, denouncers, denounces, denouncing, dens, dense, densely, denseness, densenesses, denser, densest, densification, densifications, densified, densifier, densifiers, densifies, densify, densifying, densimeter, densimeters, densimetric, densimetries, densimetry, densities, densitometer, densitometers, densitometric, densitometries, densitometry, density, dent, dental, dentalia, dentalities, dentality, dentalium, dentaliums, dentally, dentals, dentaria, dentarias, dentaries, dentary, dentate, dentated, dentately, dentation, dentations, dented, dentel, dentel, dentels, dentals, dentex, dentexes, denticle, denticles, denticulate, denticulated, denticulately, denticulation, denticulations, dentiform, dentifrice, dentifrices, dentigerous, dentil, dentilabial, dentiled, dentilingual, dentilingual, dentilinguals, dentils, dentin, dentinal, dentine, dentines, denting, dentins, dentirostral, dentist, dentistries, dentistry, dentists, dentition, dentitions, dentoid, dents, dentulous, dentural, denture, dentures, denturist, denturists, denuclearized, denuclearized, denuclearizes, denuclearizing, denuclearize, denuclearized, denuclearized, denuclearizing, denudate, denudated, denudates, denudating, denudation, denudations, denude, denuded, denudement, denudements, denuder, denuders, denudes, denuding, denumerability, denumerable, denumerably, denunciate, denunciated, denunciates, denunciating, denunciation, denunciations, denunciative, denunciator, denunciators, denunciatory, deny, denying, denyingly, deobstruent, deobstruents, deodand, deodans, deodar, deodara, deodaras, deodars, deodate, deodates, deodorant, deodorants, deodorization, deodorizations, deodorize, deodorized, deodorizer, deodorizers, deodorizes, deodorizing, deodorization, deodorizations, deodorize, deodorized, deodorizer, deodorizers, deodorizes, deodorizing, deontic, deontics, deontological, deontologies, deontologist, deontologists, deontology, deopilate, deopilated, deopilates, deopilating, deopilation, deopulations, deopilative, deopilatives, deorbit, deorbited, deorbiting, deorbits, deoxidate, deoxidated, deoxidates, deoxidating, deoxidation, deoxidations, deoxidization, deoxidizations, deoxidize, deoxidized, deoxidizer, deoxidizers, deoxidizes, deoxidizing, deoxidization, deoxidizations, deoxidize, deoxidized, deoxidizer, deoxidizers, deoxidizes, deoxidizing, deoxy, deoxycortone, deoxycortones, deoxygenate, deoxygenated, deoxygenates, deoxygenating, deoxygenation, deoxygenations, deoxygenized, deoxygenized, deoxygenizes, deoxygenizing, deoxygenized, deoxygenized, deoxygenizes, deoxygenizing, deoxyribose, deoxyriboses, depaint, depainted, depainting, depaints, depanner, depanners, depart, departed, departeds, departee, departees, department, departments, departer, departers, departing, departings, department, departmental, departmentalize, departmentalism, departmentalize, departmentally, departments, departs, departure, departures, depasture, depastured, depastures, depasturing, depauperate, depauperated, depauperate, depauperating, depauperize, depauperized, depauperizes, depauperizing, depauperize, depauperized, depauperizes, depauperizing, depeche, depeshed, depeshes, depeshing, depanct, depancted, depancting, depancts, depend, dependabilities, dependability, dependable, dependableness, dependably, dependence, dependencies, dependencies, dependency, dependent, dependence, depended, dependence, dependencies, dependencies, dependency, dependent, dependently, dependence, depending, dependingly, depends, depeople, depeopled, depeoples, depeopling, deperm, depermed, deperming, deperms, depersonalize, depersonalized, depersonalizes, depersonalizing, depersonalize, depersonalized, depersonalizes, depersonalizing, deflegmate, deflegmated, deflegmates, deflegmating, deflegmation, deflegmations, deflegmator, deflegmators, deflogisticate, dephosphorylate, depict, depicted, depictor, depictors, depicting, depiction, depictions, depictive, depictor, depictors, depicts, depicture, depictured, depictures, depicturing, depigment, depigmentation, depigmentations, depigmented, depigmenting, depigments, depilate, depilated, depilates, depilating, depilation, depilations, depilator, depilatories, depilators, depilatory, deplane, deplaned, deplanes, deplaning, deplenish, deplenished, deplenishes, deplenishing, depletable, deplete, deplete, depleted, depleter, depleters, depletes, depleting, depletion, depletions, depletive, depletory, deplorabilities, deplorability, deplorable, deplorableness, deplorably, deploration, deplorations, deplore, deplored, deplorer, deplorers, deplores, deploring, deploringly, deploy, deployable, deployed, deployer, deployers, deploying, deployment, deployments, deploys, deplumation, deplumations, deplume, deplumed, deplumes, depluming, depolarization, depolarizations, depolarize, depolarized, depolarizer, depolarizers, depolarizes, depolarizing, depolarization, depolarizations, depolarize, depolarized, depolarizer, depolarizers, depolarizes, depolarizing, depolish, depolished, depolishes, depolishing, depoliticized, depoliticized, depoliticizes, depoliticizing, depoliticized, depoliticized, depoliticizes, depoliticizing, depolymerized, depolarized, depolymerizes, depolymerizing, depolymerized, depolarized, depolymerizes, depolymerizing, depone, deponed, deponent, deponents, depones, deponing, depopulate, depopulated, depopulates, depopulating, depopulation, depopulations, depopulator, depopulators, deport, deportable, deportation, deportations, deported, deportee, deportees, deporter, deporters, deporting, deportment, deportments, deports, deposable, deposal, deposals, depose, deposed, deposer, deposers, deposes, deposing, deposit, depositories, depository, depositation, depositations, deposited, depositing, deposition, depositional, depositions, depositive, depositor, depositories, depositor, depository, deposits, depot, depots, deprivation, deprivations, deprave, depraved, depravedly, depravedness, depravednesses, depravement, depravements, depraver, depravers, depraves, depraving, depravingly, depravities, depravity, depreciable, deprecate, deprecable, deprecate, deprecated, deprecate, deprecating, deprecatingly, deprecation, deprecations, deprecative, deprecatively, deprecator, deprecatorily, deprecators, deprecatory, depreciable, depreciate, depreciated, depreciates, depreciating, depreciatingly, depreciation, depreciations, depreciative, depreciator, depreciators, depreciatory, depredate, depredated, depredates, depredating, depredation, depredations, depredator, depreditors, depredatory, deprehend, deprehended, deprehending, deprehends, deprenil, deprenils, depressed, depressant, depressants, depressed, depresses, depressible, depressing, depressingly, depression, depressions, depressive, depressively, depressiveness, depressives, depressometer, depressomotor, depressomotors, depressor, depressors, depressurize, depressurized, depressurizes, depressurizing, depressurize, depressurized, depressurizes, depressurizing, deprivable, deprival, deprivals, deprivation, deprivations, deprivative, deprive, deprived, deprivement, deprivements, depriver. And that makes up for the just under 1,000 yesterday and just over 1,000 today. And I'll stop there and see you tomorrow.